Hey, welcome back to the Shield Wall Nation. I appreciate you guys being here, and I'm going to cover the Testudo Gen 2 plate carrier.
In the heart of the storm, we rise up tall. Survivors unite.
So, like I mentioned, I am going to discuss my opinions on the Testudo Gen 2 plate carrier and then briefly go over what my job was so kind of you have an understanding of what I was doing to carry it, and how involved I was in carrying it, and just a very brief overview of what I was carrying on as well. That would kind of make sense of why I had my plate carrier set up the way I did. So let me just briefly bring the old camera down so you can see the plate carrier that is down here. And yeah, let's get into this. So here is the Testudo Gen 2 plate carrier. Testudo plate carrier, yes. So quick little overview. I'm going to kind of go over the likes and dislikes I have of this plate carrier, kind of little modifications and how I wore it, so you understand how this is best suited for me. So I am 6'2", about 270 to 275 pounds. My torso is kind of longer than usual, I guess. So with that being said, the negative I have on this is my sternal notch, because this is supposed to, the top of the plate is supposed to go just at or slightly below your sternal notch, and I couldn't get these shoulder straps long enough without sacrificing the ability for it to all stick together and not just like fall apart just carrying like wearing it. So I couldn't get it to the sternal notch or below the sternal notch. Sometimes I was about two fingers higher sometimes. So I'm always pushing it down. Once I was pushed it down far enough, which it didn't sit naturally. I move a little bit and it kind of just rides to its natural resting place. It was perfect. You're supposed to have about 4 fingers from above the belly button, and I was more than 4 inches unless I pushed it, or 4 fingers unless I pushed it down. So that's because my torso is longer and everything. And I think the reason why was because, see how this is the front plate. See how the stitching is way up here, then you have all the strap. Same here. The back wasn't the case. You can see right here, the back is all the way down here, like right here, instead of all the way to the top, at least. So that could have actually put it into a better position and more comfortable position to wear it. So another thing I would upgrade if I were you would be these cummerbunds. For my job as an armed cash transport carrier, I didn't wear anything on my cummerbund. So what I would do is, what I would do if I were you was upgrade it to the laser cut molly, because then you have those holes that you can see, and it adds kind of a bit of ventilation. Other than that, this is pretty thick. You have multiple layers of fabric, thick fabric, and it was stifling. And these things are rather large cummerbund. They're not small. So if you can get those laser cut molly, that would definitely help out during summertime. Highly recommended. Let's see. A thing that I like, but they could have improved a little bit, is all this mesh on the inside. This mesh has helped out with breathability, so your skin's not right up against a very unporous material and make you sweat 10 times worse. There's like no ventilation grooves that really help dissipate the heat somewhere. So typically I would hold this off my body as much as I can to help dissipate the heat, but it could have been worse. So yeah, I like this little thing because there's, if you pull this tab, I didn't use this too much. You could actually put like magazine inserts in here. I never did. You can put papers in there. I never did because I needed access to those papers a lot, and having them in here and I'm ripping it open all the time kind of would be a pain. So I just kind of threw it in my cargo pocket. So that could be something you can put in there to upgrade your whole system. This is the Juggernaut case. Right here's the Juggernaut case. You buy this as well as a specific case for your phone. And what would happen is, what I use it for, because I couldn't carry anything in my side pockets because my gun would be on my right hip, my magazines would be on my left hip, which were covering my pockets. So the only thing I'd have my cargo pockets if I had pants that day that had cargo pockets. And I'd throw my keys on there, or sometimes I'd have a hook, depending on what keys I had. I'd have a hook on my left side that I'd just hook the keys on there. But I'd keep like a paper in my cargo pocket, and it was fine. So I couldn't have my phone in my side pockets. So I got this, and what the case would do is you have the case your phone's in, this really rugged case, and it'll snap in here, so you can look down at it if need be. Like sometimes I'd always look down if I'm with wherever I'm at. If I had the opportunity, I'd look down to see who's calling me, and if it's vitally important that I need to pick up right then and there, I would. If not, I flip it back up and I continue on my merry way. A great thing is I can be recording as well, so it is also a body camera. So I would use this as a body camera for any precarious situations I'm in, or if there is a particularly difficult client that isn't doing their upholding their end of the contract. I would also record it because I'd always have it on my chest here, so it never looked like it was out. So they see me 100 times, they never know what I'm recording or when I'm recording because this is always there. So I would have that, and it just hooks up onto the Molly, quick and easy. It's difficult to get on, but that's a good thing because, man, this thing, once it's on, it's definitely on for sure. And then I throw my pens up in these little Molly things. I really had nothing. I had it slick up front. I basically the only thing I had on was this pin, this thing, pens here, and then I had another pin here. Other than that, it was slick up front. So upgrades, I'd hope the company would fix the sewing in the back maybe, or make these straps a little that you can adjust a little bit better. Also, what I would also upgrade, like I said, on a personal side, or maybe if the company that may sell either Testudo or the companies that sell these have an upgradable cummerbund for better breathability. Okay, let's flip it. The back, I kept exactly how you see it, slick. Well, let me fix it up. So this is exactly how I had my back, except for I had my company patch up here. You can put whatever you want up here, security. If you're law enforcement, police, sheriff, whatever, HOA law enforcement, McDonald's, Secret Service, whatever you want to put up here, you can. Other than that, I had nothing else on my back. I know you can get those Molly attached backpacks. They're just bulky, and you can't access it unless you take off the plate carrier yourself. So I think it's just a little silly, unless you're putting things back in there for your buddies to get. Other than that, you can't access that unless you're going to risk your life, your safety to take off the vest. Other than that, I have. Let me take the. Should I take the plates out? Nah, I'm not going to take the plates out. I think it's good just like that. But like I said, in here I have the ceramic Hesco L210, which is a level 3A. So I'm going to quickly put this on, and then I'm going to flip the camera facing towards me so you can see what it looks like on me, and I can actually show you kind of what I'm talking about. 1 second. Okay, here you go. So this is what I'm talking about. It's my sternal notch is down here, and it's probably about that much. So for me to get it into position, I have to push it down. But that's not naturally how this whole thing is set up. So if I move, it kind of just right back up. And my belly button's here, and my plate's here. You're looking 4 fingers plus an extra 2. So if I can somehow, so you can see 4 fingers here plus an extra 2. So if I can somehow get it down 2 fingers length width, I can get this in the perfect position. And like you can see here, if I had a phone attached, perfect for body cam. I always had to tuck my beard away if I was trying to record something, because if not, my beard would kind of get in the way. And I also would, sometimes depending on how close my environment is, I would zoom out to like that 0.5 zoom thing to get a perfect angle. Yeah, this is how I wore it. I had my, here we go. I had my holster over this side, magazines on this side, and it cleared. I could always pull this out, my sidearm out, and it would clear. It wouldn't hit on anything. That's why I didn't carry anything here. Didn't need to carry anything here. Also, I had my IFAK on me. I always had this IFAK on me. I would carry it on my belt. I have a couple tourniquets. I'd always carry them on me. And sometimes I'd carry, depending on the route I was on, I'd carry it on my belt, on my back, or I would keep it in the truck, but always had tourniquets on me. So that's kind of like what I wore. There's some coworkers I had that had like 3-4 knives on them, 2 sidearms. They had everything that, I mean, they looked like they were gonna go and take on all of Russia on their own, kind of thing. You know, they were armed to the teeth. So bit of advice: if you ever get into security of any kind that's armed security, don't look like that, because if you have to do a self-defense situation, and the defense will probably use that against you, making you sound like you were, gun hungry, you're bloodthirsty, and look how you're dressed, because it looks like you're ready to cause harm. You weren't, because your job is to de-escalate. That's the cops' jobs. That's your job as a legal gun owner. That's your job if you're working for a company that you carry. That is your job to de-escalate the situation and not have to use your sidearm. Your sidearm is always the last. But if you look like, armed to the teeth, and you had to use your sidearm, even if that was your last thing, you're like, stop. Hey, let's just take a breather. You do all your de-escalation. He still comes at you with a gun or knife or something like that, and you have to use it. They're still going to try to use that against you, that you're armed to the teeth. So use what you need. Wear what you need. Be equipped with what you need. If you're even allowed to carry, this per state, per your company. If you're allowed to carry pepper spray, carry it for, and if you're in the situation that you can use it, use pepper spray before you use your sidearm. A bit of advice. For my size, I do recommend it. Anyone smaller, I recommend it. If you're any bit bigger than me, I don't recommend this. This is pushing the limits, but for its price, it's worth it. And you could always upgrade, get into this, then save your pennies for whatever preparedness things you want to get. And then you could save your pennies to upgrade to something better than this. But that's just my 2 cents. So, that's it. Testudo Gen 2. So take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of each other, and always make sure you keep that shield wall up. Take care.
You can judge, you can stare, you can try to make me bend, but I've got rights that still exist. So raise your fist. I plead the fifth. And loud, no forced confession. smile.